Good morning student. Hope you all are healthy and safe at home. Students, in the previous video I have started the chapter respiration and photosynthesis in plant. So due to some amendments in the syllabus, we have to study chapter number 2 classification of living world in this term. So I have started this chapter. What is classification? Classification means grouping the things together on the basis of their common features, or simply putting the similar things in one group. We classify things all the time to make life more systematic. Means classification help to recognize the things and systematically found the things. For example, if we go to library and we want to pick a history book or a travel book, so we know immediately about the book. If you want to go for a cookery book, so you have to go to the shelf where cookery books are there. So books are classified according to their material. So it is easy for one to find out that. So classification necessary to putting things, similar things together which have common features. Now come to the classification of living beings. Scientists have identified million of living organisms already, and there are million more to be identified. If you can appreciate why it is necessary to classify a few thousand books in a library, you should be able to understand why scientists need to classify things. Means in library 1000 books are there. It is very difficult to classify them. So imagine million and million of living organisms are existing in the earth, and we have to classify them and we have to identify them. So we have to classify them properly. Classification helps scientists study living beings in a systematic way. It would be very difficult for the scientists to study all types of organisms individually. For example, it helps scientists identify new organisms they come across as belonging to a particular group. So if they found, for example, if they found an insect with 6 legs, means 6 legs, it belongs to the group of insects. So scientists easily make them to be in the group of insect. Like that, they have distributed the groups. It helps them know the basic character of all members of a particular group. For example, if we talk about the birds, so basic character of birds are same. They have hollow bones, they have feathers, they have tail, they can most of the birds can fly. So according to characteristics, we divided them into birds. It helps them share information in a systematic way. Without classification, two scientists in different parts of the world might come across the same organism and call it by different name. For example, in Hindi we call pigeon, we call kabutar, and America they call pigeon. Both the scientists, one Indian and one American, both work on a pigeon. But when they make the thesis or when they write the information, imagine if they don't have a common name for pigeon. Indian scientists will write about kabutar is like that, kabutar is like that, kabutar has feathers, kabutar has 2 legs, and the same pigeon American scientists discussed and write the thesis about the pigeon about same. Both are writing about the same, but when they come together, the Indian scientists say I have written about the kabutar, but the American scientists say I have written about the pigeon. Organism is same but name is different. So cope up from this problem, we should have a common name for all the organisms so that the scientists from different countries may work together with the common name. So it will not find difficulty to find a particular bird, animal or organism. Then plan of classification. Previously we have divided classification. We have started from the kingdom. What is kingdom? Kingdom is the broadest unit of classification. So previously scientists had divided world into 2 kingdoms. One is plant, another is the animal. But later on they find the difficulty. What type of difficulty? Some of the organisms shows both the characteristics of animal as well as the plant. Or some of the organisms do not show any resemblance to either from the animal or the plant. So it is very difficult for the scientists to keep them all the organisms in the 2 kingdoms. Later on they find that organisms, those who are unicellular, they are prokaryotic, means they have without membrane bound nucleus, and afterwards they find out some organisms which have membrane bound nucleus known as the eukaryotes. Now one kingdom plant, second animal, third prokaryotic, fourth eukaryotic. So it is very difficult for scientists to study these. So they have divided into the kingdom into 5 types. You can see first they have written about the prokaryotic. Previously they have known about the prokaryotes. They lack the true membrane bound nucleus generally present in the unicellular. Unicellular come under the prokaryotic kingdom. Then what is eukaryotes? Eukaryotes have a membrane bound nucleus. They contain the unicellular as well as the multicellular organisms. Then scientists have divided living beings into 5 kingdoms. These 5 kingdoms are Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So these we will discuss afterwards. First we will discuss about the naming of the organism. What is the naming of an organisms? Though man has released the importance of classifying plants and animals hundreds of years ago, but no one had thought of finding a uniform system of naming them, means how to name the different organism. Only in the first half of 18th century did scientists feel that it is very difficult to study organisms systematically and to share information about them when people in different part of the world call them by different names, which we have already discussed about kabutar and pigeon case. Then this was the context in which Carolus Linnaeus, a Swedish botanist means a scientist who studied about the plants, proposed a binomial system of naming organism. Binomial means naming process or how to name a particular organism. In this system, an organism name consists of 2 parts. Bi means 2 names, or it consists of 2 parts and may be called the generic name. The second part refer to the specific name. The name used in this system are of Latin origin or are Latinized. The generic names start with the capital letter while the specific names start with the small letter. While writing the scientist name of an organism, one underline it, and when the name is printed it is in italic. Some examples are here. You can see these are the example. Mango, we generally call it mango, but binomial nomenclature or the system, it is known as the Mangifera indica. Pea is known as the Pisum sativum. Maize, commonly we called it maize, but it is known as Zea maize. Tiger is known as the Panthera tigris. Lion is known as Panthera leo. Means their generic name is same but specific name is different. Leopard, Panthera pardus. Means you can see Panthera. These are the generic names, and Tigris, Leo and Pardus are the specific names. Then dog, the scientific name is Canis familiaris. Cat is known as Felis catus. Human being is known as the Homo sapiens. Cabbage, a vegetable, is known as Brassica oleracea or capitata, or cauliflower, Brassica oleracea. Variety is known as the Botrytis. So these are the common scientific names. You can find more scientific names in the Google also. You can Google also.